Wow. What a beautiful song. It's called Seasons. And welcome back to our cold season here. Sunny cold season in New York, Mr. Gregory. Welcome back.
It's not. Usually you had a sunny day. This morning sunny, so it's not cold yet.
Don't worry.
Something is quite nice. It's not cold.
This November has been so far one of the best November in my many years in these United States. I must say that it's been in the 60s and sometime even the 70s. So the weather is great. It's a good season. Tell us about this latest project, Seasons, because this album, I love it. Anthony, I'm sorry I didn't give you a copy of the album yet, but it's a great album. This is the number one track on the album Season, and we're going to feature a few of it. Tell us about this, Mr. Gregory. We first got this song when you were doing Groovin, huh?
Yes. Yeah. I had released it last year.
Yes.
The thing is that you knew that I took a few years off and just chilled. From the business, spend some time with the wife, and just didn't do anything or spend more time in the garden, but still writing, can't stop that. And it was quite a bit of time. It was like maybe about 14 years or something like that. That I just did one or two shows, but not much.
Right.
But just really take it easy.
Right.
And the problem was you have this itch, if you've been doing this thing all your life, you can't sort of go away from it, it's going to come and get you. And then there was this itch and said, I think I better go back in the studio and do something. And of course, the whole technology has changed, recording-wise and all that from how I used to do it. But it was interesting. So I just wrote a few songs, and then I went in the studio and started nicely, quietly here where I live close by in Ocho Rios with a very, very incredible, good engineer.
Right.
And as you know that I play most of the instruments myself, but I bring in musicians to play particular parts, Right. People like Dean Fraser, Wayne Armand, who's playing on Seasons there, the guitar.
Yeah, Chalice.
And, one or two other musicians, like Dwayne Wright, Richards, who plays trumpet on, that scan number that I have on it.
Right.
And things like that. But it was so relaxed and so nice, and I took my time, I think maybe about a year to do it.
Right.
And so I set up a company and then start getting back into the business again, which is
right.
Very hectic.
Nice work.
And within this period, I had the show there with Marcia and also your show.
Yes, Groovin.
There in New York.
Yes.
It was kind of nice, just at the same time when I was releasing the song, which came out in October last year.
This one is called I Wanna Be With You Tonight. Brand new music from Mr. Tony Gregory.
My life worthwhile, so I've gotta come your way, 'cause baby, it's been a while. Why won't you? 'Cause you make my world alright. And you know just how I feel. I've gotta be with you tonight. Baby, don't you know I love you madly? And it's driving me insane.
No, Anthony, don't get no ideas up in the mountains there, because Again, the influence of these music, Tony, man, a lot of love pouring out of your music, but I want to play one more track before you continue your conversation this morning. And this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite songs on the album, Wanna Hold You. This is the next track, Anthony. Take a listen to this one. Oh, my friend, it is not Bobby Womack. It is Tony Gregory. And this is the song that's really burning up the place now because, Anthony, the lyrics and the music is just fabulous. It's a great song, Tony, and this is something that I know I personally will be pushing for a long time to come. I love this one. Tell us about it.
Oh, actually it has something to do with my wife, really. I mean, funny enough, I wrote the song, went into the studio. When I decided I put like a rough voice on. The way I write my songs is that I write the song, do the music and all that, and then write the lyrics afterwards because I wanted to see what sort of ambience and what sort of direction the song comes out. Because although you have it in your mind, when you go into the studio, things change. So once that's finished, then I write lyrics that I think would go with the song.
Right.
And when I was doing the demo voice, so I can play around with my voice to the melody, these words just keep coming out, and I really didn't sort of, and it was something like about our lives, really, since we're now 20 years together, and these things have sort of come out, how you feel, you can be with somebody for a long time, and you once in a while you just need to break out and express to them how you feel, because you live on a routine thing, although you say I love you and this thing every day, but sometimes you just want to just open up and just let it out. And that is exactly how these lyrics say, man. She was in the studio that day. She generally don't really go to the studio, but she wanted to hear
what you had to say. What you had to say, huh?
Played on this one soprano saxophone.
Wow.
And she likes the way he plays. So he was there. I brought him up from Kingston, quietly. And she was there, and just these words came out. That's how the song came out.
Let me
ask. Of course, I cleaned it up later on, but I mean, the feeling and everything just came out.
Now, let me ask you a question, because you say you secretly bring up like Dean Fraser and those people. I'm going to let the puss out of the bag, because I've been seeing people like Barry Simon, I've been seeing Queen Ifrica, I've seen Tony Rebel hanging around your estate there in Jamaica. Is there something happening where you're working with these fellas and you're not telling us? Because I mean, I have the evidence, Tony. I have the evidence of these people. I mean, as a matter of fact, somebody posted something to say, boy, the next time Barry Simon come over, Barry and his wife, his lovely wife, come over and the rest of the gang, you must invite them, because, boy, it seems to be like something is happening that we need to know, huh? What's going on? Are you working on something new?
I'm actually recording an album.
You see that now, Anthony?
Next year.
Hold on, no. So hold on.
End of next year.
hold on. So we can say Uncle Barry step on the album too.
No, I'm not saying anything. But it's a collaborative album.
Wow.
There's collaboration going on with, Ken Booth and Ernie Ranglin. I have these guys down already.
Right.
I can sort of say that at the moment.
Wow.
The rest, I'm not really saying anything else. I'm just recording at the moment, and it's going really, really, really good. I'm very, very happy with how it's coming out.
Hold on. Anthony, the interview is going to end the way it started because last week when we have Gentleman, he said he's working on a new album with Kimani Marley, and that was breaking news. So now we have breaking news here where there is a collaboration album coming up with Tony Gregory and some great singers out of Jamaica working with some of the greatest. And, Tony.
And musicians. Really, we have Dean Fraser is on it again. But I'm doing things. I'm going to give you an idea.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing recordings with people who I've never recorded with before.
Right.
We know each other for over 50 years or even less. But, people like Ernie Ranglin,
the great Ernie Ranglin.
We know each other. In fact, when I was a kid, I played in the band Bertie King and the orchestra, and Ernie Ranglin was playing then. Right. And we knew each other all this time.
Right.
But we've never recorded together. And he lives up here. So that's how it started. So I brought him into the studio, and I wrote a song, and he played it. It was fantastic. That's one of the tracks. And it's very reggae orientated, this album as well. I'm making it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more. The reason for that is because I am touching that lovely number of 70 next year.
Boy, and nothing happens before its time. And my brethren, it's an honor because I told somebody recently on radio that when we had the legendary Bob Andy on Groovin, you were on the same event. Bob Andy was celebrating his 71st birthday, and Bob was making his first outdoor concert appearance here in New York. And some have it to say, like myself, that Bob Andy is probably the greatest songwriter to come out of Jamaica. No disrespect to others. And one of the best singers also. Brilliant individual. And it took him all those years to make an outdoor performance. And for you to be saying what you're saying this morning, your next album is going to be with folks that you have known for over 50 years and have never worked with. It makes me feel good because that is the direction in where we're going. And that's the direction where we want to keep the music. This morning, our music mix was dedicated to some of the great artists who have gone to join the ancestors, the likes of John Holt, Delroy Wilson, Gregory Isaac, Alton Ellis. We had the Melodians in the mix with the one and only, what's his name, Anthony, Tony Brevitt, the lead singer. And we also had the man who was credited for starting Rocksteady. That was Mr. Opton Lewis. And Tony, we're honored. We're honored to have you in our midst. We're honored to have you in our company. And I was honored to meet you and know you and has become a very close friend of yours, sir. And that's why this morning we really like what you're doing. And that's why the presentation. For those of you who didn't know, this man is a Jamaican. Yeah, man. May have lived in Germany for many years and lived all over the world. But he has now settled back into his homeland of Jamaica. And he is recording some great music that you need to support. This album is called Season. When I was at VP last week, they told me that the copies that you gave them, they're all gone. So maybe what we need to do is start to put some promotion behind this one and make it and make it a very good project, a great project, because it is a great project, great music. And the song I'm playing in the background, I Want to Hold You, is certainly one of my favorites on the album. Tony Gregory. So now, Mr. Gregory, in closing, to the thousands of fans out there, what is it you'd like to share with them before we put a wrap on this one this morning?
I would like to say, don't give up on Jamaica. I mean, I know there's a lot of Jamaicans living out there,
Right.
and I think Jamaica is going through changes at the moment, and you know, we have crime rate here, which is not really good and all that. But this is one of the most. I've been all over the world, man, and I'm not just talking about touring. I've actually visited countries and you know, I've been and studied cultures and all that type of thing, you know. But at the end of the day, I find that Jamaica, for me, is the greatest place on earth. I mean, the people are vibrant, you know, I mean, and they are geniuses in whatever they're doing.
Yes, yes.
And they come up on top for this small country.
Right.
You know, and I think what we're going through now, and, you know, still when Jamaicans are going through hardships and things, they still have that smile on their face.
Right.
And so I believe so much in the country. So if there are people out there, they really need to start thinking of putting something into Jamaica and to make it a better place, because you live up there. You can people who live in states, for instance, they make a lot of money, but they will never live the way they can live if they were in Jamaica.
Great closing
and
statement.
You know, it's a very relative thing in terms of, you know, that type of thing, because okay, you cannot maybe make the money that you make if you're in the States, but you can never have the life
that you're enjoying there in Jamaica.
That you have here.
Yeah. Well, you know, Mr. Gregory, we have come to the end of our presentation this morning, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your body of work that you have done for us as Jamaicans. I want to thank you as music lovers, as people who play music. I want to thank you. You have done some great stuff for us. You have given us some great stuff to share with the world. And we here at Groovin Radio wants to thank you. Breadman, your closing remarks.
Well, my closing remarks, this interview was one of the interviews that I really like. This is a very informative interview, and I'm very glad that I was part of this interview with Mr. Tony Gregory, a person that's a staple in Jamaican music, and he definitely has a wealth of knowledge to share with everybody. And I really wish the interview was a little bit longer.
Wait, time it is what it is. Anthony Turner.
Thanks for the knowledge, sir.
Yeah, man, for many years I didn't know that Mr. Tony Gregory, a man who we share the same name. I didn't know he was a Jamaican, but, you know, great body of work and much success with this new album.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Gregory, my closing remarks is just some great words that we share every Saturday morning and Sunday evening. And this morning, we have given and shared some love. I have the strength and the maturity to let go of unfulfilled expectation, and the love and the benevolence to keep giving. And so can you. You are indeed a special person. And those were our thoughts and divine blessings that's brought to you and us every week by the Wake Up Radio team with Uncle Carl B and Sister Debo. Until we speak again, sir, as Miss Lou would say, walk good. As Bob Marley would say, one love. We'll speak soon, sir.
Ras, thank you for having me, man.
You're very, very welcome.
Really appreciate it, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Same for us here. The love is mutual.
Bless up and one love.
Breadman, make myself your life is not a dead man.